Welcome to Homeschooling Simplified, and this evening I have Henry with me. Hi, Henry.
Hi.
Henry, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. My name's Henry Welker. I am from Seymour, Indiana, originally. I currently live in Indianapolis. I went to university at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, and I graduated there in December of 2018. And I work in claims management.
Alrighty. First question is, does your job require high school, community college, technical college, or a 4-year or more degree?
It kind of varies. The minimum for my job is high school. I would say pretty much across the board, but college is pretty preferable. So it's not to say that you couldn't get my job with just high school, but you'd be competing with most people applying for my job would have a college degree, so it's kind of college mostly. So.
And if someone's interested in this type of career, what classes do you think they should take or think about taking to prepare?
I would say in a college environment, I would focus on if your school has it, they're kind of uncommon, but some schools have risk management programs or insurance programs. I think they're becoming more common nowadays than they used to be. And then also just like business courses and liberal arts courses are all pretty good. The insurance industry hires from a pretty broad scope of majors because there's never it's never been something that people go specifically to go to school for. So
What classes were your favorite classes when you were in school?
I really liked the business classes that I took. That was my minor, and as well as my sociology classes, which were part of my liberal arts degree. So.
Does your job change often? And if so, do you have to update skills and knowledge along the way?
I would say the job, the day-to-day tasks of the job are they stay the same for the most part. But what does change are sometimes we get new tools or programs or software that we use to do our jobs. So that can change, and when we get those, we have to learn how to use those pretty quickly. So what I'm doing every day doesn't change, but kind of sometimes how I do it does change. So.
And how many days a week do you work and about how many hours?
It's a typical 5-day work week, but with my job, sometimes you don't have to, but a lot of times, sometimes you have to work 6 days, maybe a day on the weekend, to get everything done. So it's usually 5 days, and it's usually an 8-hour day.
Are you paid hourly, by salary, or commission?
Salary. So that kind of ties into the last question. Since I am salary, it's you're kind of paid to do whatever amount of work you need to do to get the job done. So that's why sometimes, I might work more than 8 hours a day, or I might have to work on Saturday or something like that.
Mhm. So that kind of falls into the next question I have, which is, do you work overtime and are you paid for that? So with salary, you're not really paid that overtime.
No, no, yeah, no overtime because obviously that's something you get when you're paid hourly.
Hmm.
Um, but they kind of try to price that overtime work into there, I think, a little bit at least. So,
Hmm.
hopefully they do that. But
Yeah. This question's a little bit different than the others, but what are your hobbies?
a couple of my hobbies, I like to golf in my free time, and I'm really into fishing.
Hmm.
So,
My son loves both of those. Why did you choose this career?
I'd say there's like several reasons I chose this career. First of all, my dad has been in insurance for most of his career, and I've kind of always been interested in it as well from a pretty young age, just because I was around it so much. But I didn't really think I wanted to work in it until I was close to graduating college, and I just kept finding myself more and more interested in doing it, and then it's kind of how I decided that is where I wanted to go. So
Hmm. Does your job seem exciting to you?
yeah, I would say my job's very exciting. It's never like the same thing every day as far as what you're encountering. Each claim that I handle is different and different problem going on, so it stays pretty exciting.
What did you want to be when you were growing up? And did you see yourself doing insurance work when you were little?
I would say when I was little, I did not see myself doing insurance work. I would be surprised if anybody who's in insurance grew up imagining themselves doing insurance work, but maybe there's one or two people out there. But I'd say when I was younger, well, I still am, but space has always been something that's really intrigued me, and I think probably I wanted to be an astronaut when I was little if I could have picked when I was that age. So.
Yeah. What's the most satisfying thing to you about your career?
I think the most satisfying thing would definitely be just like every day it's kind of helping somebody. And they're usually, when it's a claim, it's usually a tough situation for them because maybe they got in a car accident or a storm like damaged their roof, or maybe a business lost something due to like a natural disaster or something like that. So you're kind of helping anybody you're helping them out in the time of need. And so even though it's kind of a tough situation for them, you're kind of coming to help, and it's a good feeling when you're able to finish the claim and you know send them their money, and you've helped them out. So.
Yeah. Are there a lot of openings in this type of career field? And if not so now, do you think there will be in the future?
Um, yeah, so right, that's kind of I have kind of several answers to that, I think. Right now, I've heard that in some areas there are a lot of openings because some insurance carriers are hiring. But then I know in other areas, obviously right now, due to the coronavirus, there's also some places that aren't hiring. So it's kind of hit and miss. It seems like some companies are really trying to hire people and some are really cutting back. But I would say in the future, though, going into the future, as long as COVID, continues to like lessen its hold on everything, and hopefully, kind of goes away for the most part, I think that hiring will probably increase pretty rapidly once that happens. So.
Hmm. Hmm. So the last question would be, do you have any encouragement for those seeking your type of position or something similar?
Yeah, I would say if insurance is something that interests you as a career, definitely to look into it. Really, in the insurance field, I do what I do in claims, but there is honestly a vast variety of jobs in the insurance industry, anywhere from like sales, marketing, like all kinds of stuff. Really, there's just I can't even think of all the different opportunities that insurance companies have. So if that's something else you want to look into, definitely do that. And I would say it's a great place to look that not everybody thinks of because,
Hmm.
like I mentioned earlier, insurance companies really tend to hire from a lot of different educational backgrounds
Hmm.
because there's really nobody's going to school to be an insurance professional like they do to maybe go be an engineer. There's not like a major for insurance. So they'll hire people who have all kinds of different backgrounds. So
Well, thank you, Henry, for taking some time from your evening to answer some questions for us. If anybody has any questions that about insurance or that type of work that we didn't cover, you can get those to me, and I'll make sure I get them to Henry, and we'll get them answered for you.
happy to answer any questions.
Yep, awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good evening.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.